Going into this video, I was going to write up a whole script about how thrilled I was with the Pokemon Presents, how the pacing ruled, how Champions looks really interesting, and how it really caters to the battle fanatic fans of Pokemon. How you know all the little apps and phone games are getting their support, but it was done in such a way that it didn't feel like it bogged down the presentation. But really, when I got right down to it, I really just want to talk about how Legend ZA looks so good, but I feel like I'm one of 12 people that actually thinks that way. So, in case you missed it, it's gonna be like a year recap. Last year, Pokemon Presents, February 2024, the Pokemon Company revealed a teaser trailer for Pokemon Legends Z-A, which was meant to be a follow up to the acclaimed Pokemon Legends Arceus. Now, these are different from the mainline titles. Legends Arceus was a much more fast paced, um, almost like a player focused experience. You were exploring a wild wilderness in ancient Pokemon times. You were directly throwing the Pokeball. You're aiming and throwing at whether it be resources to gather or Pokemon to catch or Pokemon to battle. You were in so much control in that game. And so they announced a sequel, Pokemon Legends Z-A. And today, fast forward a full year, we finally get more news on Pokemon Legends Z-A with a proper trailer. And this thing rules. It's wild how good this game looks. So it took the concept of having a player-centric Pokemon experience and really cranked it up to 11. Like, this doesn't feel like a sequel to Legends Arceus so much as like, I don't know, a evolution or um, just a elevation of the Legends Arceus gameplay. This is not a turn-based game. This is a action RPG. It looks like the Pokemon, their attacks or abilities are on cooldown rather than having a certain number of times you can use a move before you need to rest up. Uh, it doesn't look like you are relying on Pokemon to move around. You see your character double jumping from building to building or teleporting to the top of a skyscraper. You are directly controlling the movement of your Pokemon in battle. So it's not a static encounter that you are having to navigate the battlefield with your little guy to avoid attacks or set up for an attack. Um, you are able to use attacks reactively. So previously, you both you and your opponent in a Pokemon battle would have to, choose your move, and then it was a kind of a rock paper scissors to see who goes first. And you kind of hoped that your attack or defensive move would land prior to the other one. But this one, you're able to react in the moment. So if someone throws up an attack, you can throw up a rock wall or a protect, and cancel it out. It's just so dynamic and so you are in so much control, you know, of this experience. And I was thinking, by the way, this is a joke's on me, egg on my face moment. That I was like, man, the internet, the people of the internet, are finally going to be thrilled. They're going to be psyched. And sure enough, everyone thinks it looks super boring. And I can't wrap my head around it. Like, they are complaining that the starter Pokemon, you get to choose from three little weirdos, but they're too boring. And two of them come from the same game. That's a complaint. That's a real thing that's got people ticked off. You got people saying that the battle system doesn't look that much different, even though it is completely different. It's completely different battle system. You have folks saying that what we saw in the trailer today was everything they expected to see, but they didn't see anything new. And to that, I gotta be like, okay, how are you expecting this? And by something new, do you just mean a new Pokemon or a new Mega Evolution? Like, Is is all that's new is all that can be is a new Pokemon to you? Um, man, I'm floored. I'm floored. I think I'm having trouble comprehending what the a and when I speak about the fan base, I'm really talking about those vocal online, right? Those who feel impassioned enough to leave a comment on a video or post on Twitter or whatever. Um, what I don't know what they want at this point. You know, for years I feel like the consensus of like the ideal Pokemon game has been I wish I could play like how the Pokemon anime portrays a Pokemon adventure, right? And Z-A is the closest we've ever come. Like this is it. This is the anime brought to game, you know? And I feel like people look at it and they can't see the forest through the trees because they didn't get like a Mega Charizard X or a new bug type Pokemon. Um, I just worry. I'm beginning to suspect, rather, that everyone's favorite Pokemon game is in fact Pokemon Home. They just want to catch them all, and the games are just a conduit by which to add to your little monster collection. And I gotta say that's very not disappointing, but certainly disheartening. Like, we can't expect Pokemon Company to want to be intuitive or adventurous with their games and their stories, when at the end of the day, all we're really looking for is a mechanism by which to grow our collection of Pokemon. And I think it's something we all need to stew on. You know, like if you not to say that I'm right, but certainly I am. If you like ZA, I think you need to really think about why you like it. Like for me, I like ZA because it's allowing me, the player, to have so much more input into my Pokemon experience. This is a venture about me, you know, not the player character so much, me as an Andrew, right? This is my adventure in a Pokemon world. I feel much more like an active participant than someone who's kind of just mashing A to get through a story. And if you don't like Pokemon Legends ZA, if you feel like it was disappointing or boring or lackluster, I think you really need to question what is Pokemon to you? What do you want to get out of your Pokemon experience? And if it's just to catch them all, honest to God, I would just recommend sticking with Go at this point because I don't think you like video games, and that's okay. I think it's fine to not like video games in general or more specifically the Pokemon games. I don't think it is fair or rather right to look at this and say, "Well, this looks boring," when this is the most exciting video game that's ever come out of Game Freak, period. I felt the need to express myself in video format. I appreciate you bearing with me. If I'm gonna open it up to the comments. If you agree, let me know what you thought about Legends Z-A. What are you most excited about? If you hard disagree, if you think this game just looks incredibly dull and you are disappointed and the starters are boring and you didn't see enough new megas or whatever, you know, before you respond, I would first ask that you maybe try to elaborate on that point, you know, like help me understand why that's so important to you when you know it exists. Um, but yeah, just I'm just trying to get a feel, and I'm hoping it's not going to be just a typical internet response, and we all know what I mean by that. Anyway, that's it. I appreciate y'all tuning in. This has been an upstairs only game talk experience. I hope you're all doing well, enjoying your Thursday, and I'll talk to you later.